record this. I have a question. So at the end of 2021, I started realizing what I was again. So I started thinking about the enormity of it all, you know. So I realized the civil rights movement, the women's rights movement was all me. And I became a Democrat again. So was it that I was still Republican before the 2021 and I changed back to Democrat, or was I always a Democrat from 2012 to 2012? Because I don't remember that timeline where I was always a Democrat from 2012 to 2021. By the way, I mean basically what I'm trying to tell you, Alexis, his boyfriend, basically erased 8 years of my life that I am unsure what life I actually lived. So, was that a Republican? Was that a... I mean, now I'm a Republican, so was I... I remember still supporting President Trump now. From 2012 to 2020. I remember that now. But during that brief period, when I didn't remember Alexis's timeline, when I didn't... Did I just live a completely different life that I don't remember living? Was I different? That is an interesting question. Like, was I always a Democrat from 2012 to 2020? During that brief period, basically before. Okay, no, my message I shouldn't tell. Like basically before I met Alexis, was I always a Democrat then? Because basically my best guess, the only reason I changed over to helping first Mitt Romney, then first Mitt Romney, then President Trump. Because I was helping President Trump just because he was a Republican. You know? Before that part is because I met Alexis at all. Because I wanted to marry a woman, a fashion model named Terry, because she was so beautiful. But I bet you somebody found out that I couldn't marry Terry because of this Alexis timeline in the future. And if this future where I have to marry Alexis never exists, I think that moment where I become a Republican never ever happens. And I think, because I still don't know senatorship, if it's the Russians or the Democrat or some random liberal Democrat that figured out that's what happened and they tried to do it. And it's like, I don't know. And even with the illegal immigration thing, maybe y'all could have done it a little bit better and just like had an orderly, and don't let the bad guys in and let the other people in. Anyway, I don't know. What I do know for sure is that I'm pretty sure we have went through multiple continuums, like multiple worlds. It's got to be entire world that gets erased, and it's like Given these extreme threats and these corrupt politicians who will throw their own communities under the bus, our union stands in full support. I'm telling you, President, I have a mirror, so I don't want to. Whatever it takes to stop this power grab and fight back against any and all attacks. Why go for it? I mean, why not? On our students and on public education. It is now my honor to introduce President of the California Federation. This is on the governor's live stream. I'm watching it on my computer.
So, good morning. My name is Lorena Gonzalez. I am the president of the California Federation of Labor Unions, AFL-CIO.
Hey, no offense, by the way. You don't think we could have had at least one woman senator, Alex and Adam? It was kind of nice having two women senators from California. Right. I mean, you basically, you guys both want to do this job basically for the rest of your life, right? And that means there's never going to be a woman. I mean, California's not going to have a woman senator, and we're not going to have a woman president.
And we understand that some of our members even voted for Donald Trump. We understand that. They were told by him that he wanted to make us more safe, that he wanted to deport criminals. And instead,
well, that's the thing. I mean, I'm sure you both think you're great senators and stuff. I would not mind a woman senator. I mean, Is there one
They
that's
were
actually
told, even our
qualified
Republican
to
members, that
lead
he was for
California
working
though?
people, that somehow he cared about bringing manufacturing and jobs back to America and to
I
make
don't know.
sure that working
I
people were
mean,
taken care of.
I'm
And what has he done?
because my
He
understanding,
has
Senator Schiff and
systematically destroyed our
Senator
federal
Padilla,
government
whatever I
unions
tell
by
Alexis in the past, it's
abolishing
already happened.
basically collective
It's not going to
bargaining
change
agreements
anything.
that were
They don't
decades
have that
in the
much
making.
ability to
He
change
has
the timeline.
taken away the right to
Alexis and
collectively
Ali
bargain
Michelle,
of every
Alexis
employee
Fernandez,
he
they do not
possibly
have that much
can,
ability to
and
change
that
timeline. So
is
everything I
how
tell them
it
is going to be
So
absolutely
we
fine.
tell our members who believed him, it's okay.
But
He
it's going to be a hard
fucking
talk.
lied.
So I don't know if y'all know about her We Are Warriors thing that's now in the app. She basically shut down the website because I think she knows how much trouble she's in.
We don't blame them, but we
There's
know this.
there's this
And they know this because they showed it
tone
the last
build
election.
something
Even
section.
those
I
who
think
voted
was
for
something,
Donald Trump in some of our reddest
The first
states
one is from the single
said,
workout.
"We are
Single
gonna
workout
send a
section of We Are
check
Warriors.
by
Oh,
voting
okay.
for
Hey,
Democrats
you're right there. I
and
didn't
Republicans."
miss it because the camera.
In a number
The
of
single
districts,
workout.
and
She
that
was
flipped 3 of
doing
them.
some
That's
exercise
what
with
Donald Trump
Scarlett
was
and
afraid of. That's why
and
he
that's the
went to
first time I
laptop in
actually
Texas
told. I can't
and
post
said,
that
"Do something
on
for me because they're about to
publicly.
come
I
get
mean,
a
I can
couple
post it on
more."
Twitter today
Yes, we
publicly
were.
maybe. I
But
did
if he
post it.
wants to cheat,
I mean, I did post it on public on Twitter, so you might
we
have seen
are
it.
tired.
She started.
Tired.
She almost lucky she was crying. That's the
We
first time I
want
told
people
her
who are
why
independent, not
there is
obedient.
no woman
And
president.
it's time for us to show a little
It's her in the
disobedience.
future. It's her with her boyfriend in the future causing this. If that moment in the past and it never happens where somebody interfered with me and Terry, and if it just went through normally, like Terry, I talked to Terry and then Terry didn't, I don't like it. I don't even get that bitterness from that moment with Terry, and that never go over to the Republicans. Sorry. And if I never go to event, no matter how much I like President Trump, I wouldn't help Republicans win the presidency. But the problem is I've told President Trump to try to save Alexis Ren's mother in 1987 at least. Since Larry King, 1987 interview at least. Alexis is an anchor for President Trump being a president twice because she's the anchor. I mean, I don't know. Unless somebody wants to kill Alexis in the past or something, I mean, there's no way. There's no way. She's an anchor in this timeline, and she never really understood. She never really understood. If she just makes different decisions, she becomes an anchor for a woman being president. If Alexis had just made different decisions in her life, she would have became an anchor for a woman being president, and another woman being president possibly, and Donald Trump and President Trump wouldn't have to do any of this. He just stays in his job, enjoying his life, and then he would have been successful with his TV show. He would have been rich, you know. The show would have been profitable. Not that he would have been profitable rich. He would never have been president. He probably would have been complaining about what we do from time to time. And you would have had multiple women presidents and multiple women presidents that do not like President Putin, right? You know, I think that's the whole point.
I see a lot of union members now.
I mean, you'll say that President Putin's helping President Trump. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. He just didn't want Hillary Clinton as president or Kamala Harris as president. Not to help President Trump like it's just like two options, and one he thought one was better, and then he planned this operation quite a long time ago. And I am absolutely shocked that nobody in the U.S. government actually briefed Alexis, even young baby Alexis, about this, and then so that she has some way to stop this. And I think it's the same reason nobody briefed me. Nobody had the ability to break causality. Because any one of you could have just, if you knew my phone number in the past, just call me and tell me what the timeline was going to be and just ask me to alter the timeline. But the moment you did that, I would not be able to send the information back to you to stop the timeline unless we understood how to alter the timeline. Basically, you had to get the same information from the altered timeline that you got from the new timeline that you generated. It's just like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You know Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures? I never saw the whole movie, but I saw the end of the movie, and I saw the end of the movie that understood. You basically have to keep the causality in the alternate timeline if you want to alter the timeline. So otherwise, how would you get the information from me? You can't guarantee what happens to me when you alter the timeline. What happens to you? Because we know what happens when you change the timeline from a single point, right? Because if you alter the time and that future never happens, just send the information back, but you still got the information to how to change the timeline somehow. So you basically just have to change the timeline to what you want, and then remember exactly what I told you to change the timeline, and then have me repeat that information to you in that new timeline. And that new future may not have ever existed at all. You know? I mean, it could have just gotten completely erased, or it just never existed at all. And the information that you got basically comes from magic. It's literally from a world that doesn't exist. You're getting information from a world that doesn't exist, and
Unidentified.
it's like Leonard Capavir. If I went back in time and if that's me, I'm pretty sure it would. And the mRNA vaccine, like things that are invented from out of nowhere, basically. It's exactly the same thing. I don't know, man. President Trump is meeting the president tomorrow, and by the way, it's probably fine. I mean, if you want to redistrict to give, it's probably fair. Well, I recommend being more open-minded, regardless if you win more seats or not. Whether you're Democratic, but be more open-minded than especially you, senators. If you can't keep saying President Trump is bad and stuff, it doesn't help. It doesn't help America. Because you keep saying bad things. I mean, all the Democrats keep saying bad things are Republicans, all the Republicans saying bad things are Democrats. We are in an existential war with the Russians and the Chinese, I think. And I don't know if you actually saw. I mean, I only have one views on my YouTube, and I didn't have. I didn't upload it. I stopped uploading it on Twitter. Maybe I should. I don't know if y'all saw what I was talking to President Trump in 2018. He had a cabinet meeting in 2018, and I was telling him, and telling I definitely can't put stuff when I talk to Starfleet. Well, I talked to Todd and Terry from Starfleet. Basically, from what I can tell, I mean, I'm totally forgetting what I was going to say. It's good.
Not sit silently while extremists manipulate elections,
I mean,
majority of voters and take away our rights. We know the rest of the country is waiting to see what happens because California once again is at the very front line of the fight.
I mean, I remember now, Justin. I think their ultimate goal was to remove the second generation telepath. Because you think about my brain, Andrew's brain is unique. It's a telepathic brain. And there must be a specific woman on this entire planet with a specific egg inside her ovaries and specific sperm inside my testicle, and that specific egg and specific sperm on a specific day in American history should have formed. I wanted a daughter that's also a telepath, an American girl that gets grown up, raised as a full-blown telepath from birth, who learns how to help America control time, basically. And I think that woman, that little girl, is the reason why the Russians and the Chinese wanted to stop me and Alexis from getting married. I think, and that's because that's the only thing I would think about why God would pick a specific little girl in 2012 for me to be the one specific little girl, not just any girl. Because I could have been looking at anybody's Instagram, and it could have been somebody else that I noticed was talking to any other girl, one specific girl. And I think they might have succeeded in removing Alexis and my daughter from existence in the future. And it is absolutely astonishing because if they successfully did this, they don't know what that did to world history. I mean, I have no idea whatsoever how different history would have been if that little girl is alive. None whatsoever. Because I couldn't tell. Andrew couldn't tell when my 2012 timeline was erased, which means there's a possibility Andrew can't tell and nobody can tell. And that our history is just completely different. Like entirety of world history, based, not just, and that is so scary because it means we live in a world where everything can change in any instant, and none of us know. None of us has any idea it's different. Because from our perspective, we just live the regular life, you know. Yeah, from everybody's perspective, we just live a regular single timeline life where the history of the last 2,000 years has been like this. It's always been like this. None of us can tell. But basically, I'm just saying, I think the divine feminine has been destroyed. I mean, the patriarchy won. I'm so sorry about that. I mean, sincerely, Republican and Democrat, I'm so sorry about the patriarchy winning. Basically, this idea there's a sacred woman goddess in human history is just gone, because that goddess is dead. You're never born, right? It's like Back to the Future. That goddess is never born. And I keep thinking, I was yelling at Najwa, right? Even she thinks she's like a feminist, probably, right? Najwa Zebian, you all watching it. She's all talking about narcissism and stuff. Najwazebian, and she's I think she's projecting, or she just doesn't understand. She may not have the free will to have a different point of view. Because if she does something that restores Alexis and my like possible alternative reality matter, and then that little daughter gets reborn again, and that daughter, the patriarchy in the past might actually be gone. How the fuck do you deal with that, right? Because it would mean that there would be Christianity would have all these women saints, basically, I think. Because there'll be a whole more women saints, and then women leaders in the Christianity past. And even Islam, I had a book called 20 Women in Islam. Basically, if you actually restore the divine feminine, history would be slightly different, where there'll be a lot more women in power in the past. But how do you do that if your life, the life you live, is dependent on the patriarchy timeline? And Nadia thinks she's a feminist. She's probably not. She just doesn't understand. And I don't understand how you could not understand the concept of changing the future changes the past. It's like, anyway, what I was gonna do, I would like to find my Star Trek past, because I was just talking to Captain Picard and all the people in that TV show. I had a single mother who worked nights, and then she cooked and cleaned during the day too. She had 2 jobs basically, and she didn't have any chance to give me any values. And the values, the people that raised me were Star Trek. Like in Finland, they have something called social democrats. The values of Star Trek are democratic values. And I still remember that. I still remember growing up in high school, being a Democrat. I remember being a Democrat. I remember wanting Barack Obama to be president. I remember all the way up to 2012 having democratic values. It doesn't feel good to have your past stolen from you. It feels awful. It feels like you're not who you are anymore. I'm still going to help President Trump in this. Probably still have some Republican values, but I would like to find out who I was before Alexis' boyfriend did all this fucking bullshit. Before Alexis' boyfriend stole her from me and changed my future. Because Alexis is a Democrat. If I had married her, I would have been Democrat in the past, present, and future. So that boyfriend basically altered my past. And I would like to choose my own path. Basically, Senator Schiff and Senator Padilla and Governor Newsom. I would like to choose my own path. What the past I wanted. I don't know who I was in the past, basically. Who I would have been if my future wasn't altered. And I think for the first time in my life, I would like to pick my own past and present and future. I don't want other people whatever they wanted with the time machine, whatever they wanted to manipulate to try to alter my past and change who I am. Because I was listening to that actor Ed playing Captain Picard. Noble, tenacious, all the values that Captain Picard. And I think the actors were doing. They realized basically Captain Picard was my father. I never had a father teach me. Captain Picard, Star Trek was my father. And I kept, and they Starfleet basically lost me. You know, that moment my heart broke in around 2012. I mean, I lost all those values because I lived a life of loneliness, and it hurts. So, anyway. Well, if y'all wanna pass this law and try to do it, why not? Is whatever drawing you can do to give yourself more seats, why not? More important than that, though, you should try to make sure you elect people with open minds. Like I always say, because you're all trying to win. Democrats have Democrat issues they want, and Republicans have Democrat issues they want. The Chinese see it as a weakness because we don't have a single vision for America's future. The Chinese see this as a complete weakness because in China they only have Chinese Communist Party. And they do not have dissent. We do have dissent. But we're at a moment in American history that we need some national unity, especially with our national debt.
If Texas does the right thing and backs off, we will follow suit and our ballot measure will be shelved. Californians, you are the firewall. In this country, the power belongs to the people and we are not giving
That is interesting. Well, it depends on how gerrymander you gerrymander. Have you seen those dishes that look like octopuses? They're really, really bad. And you know, all this started where this started from. That one judge in Wisconsin that said she was gonna gerrymander and give you all 2 seats. And I mean, it's like Gavin Newsom heard that. This is all started. We're having to. Oh, there's Senator. Oh, you're gonna speak next. Seriously, it started from Wisconsin, because Wisconsin said they were gonna do it, so the Texas started to do it. Now you guys are gonna start. It's like a chain reaction. Because if that one judge did not say that and they just say she was gonna be fair, none of this would have happened. Is it good for the nation? You know, I don't know if y'all knew this, but I was trying to tell her don't do that, but she did not listen to me, and she could have came out and said no, I was wrong with that, and then now we have a chain reaction. And I don't know if you all know what happened. It's almost like the butterfly effect. So, is this gonna be better for our nation or worse for our nation? I don't know. Oh man, we are definitely disappearing people off the streets. Maps drawn by an independent citizen-led commission that respects the voice of every voter. But if Texas and other red states want to move forward, it's not a completely bad idea, by the way. What you all heard what Elon Musk was saying that what the Democrats are planning to do. You import more voters into America for more power. Well, I'm gonna use some words that are not very nice. More brown and black people, basically, and then try to get more people from brown and black people. But you all already see the problem in Europe, right? What happens when you do that? Why try to import people that are don't have American values into America and then for power? Because in Europe it's really, really bad. It's a lot worse in Europe than here. When people who don't have your country's values become part of your country, it changes your country until the point. I mean, you've seen what happened to that Colorado nightclub, right? It was just full of drugs and prostitution. And do you really think the women in that club wanted that life? I mean, I don't know. It's like you get all the power, but what do you have left?
affirm to
And
our
even
allies.
think. Well, I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful, but even then, think about one thing: how many legal immigrants we could have had if we didn't have all these illegal immigrants, right? Because right now, President Trump has shut off the entire border. There's essentially no illegal immigration, which means our quota for legal immigration should be able to increase it. Like legal immigration from everywhere in the world, where we actually say this person is really good for America and they want to be American and they want to have American values, even from Africa. You don't even have to make them come over here. Like the entire world, we should be able to increase our immigration quota now that we don't have this constant increase of illegal immigration.
Our Senator Adam Schiff.
Isn't that better when you have more legal immigration instead of just people walking over with their feet, right? Legal
We are
immigration.
at a precarious moment in our nation's history.
I see. Senator, Congressman Maxine Waters is actually my congressman. She's probably disagreeing
Used to
with
growing
me.
up in a world of ever-increasing freedoms. We saw new democracies being born. We saw walls coming down.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
saw our freedoms expand. The freedom to.
I mean, this is an interesting. You have 2,800 people watching this in your government.
We thought that this was inexorable. That it was like
Yeah.
the moral arc of the universe always bending towards justice. Until suddenly we found ourselves in a world where
Well, it all happened when I became an American senatorship. I remember coming over to my aunt and uncle's house and living there, and then watching it on big screen TV, the Berlin Wall falling. The moment I became an American, the world changed. The moment America got its time machine. The moment America had its time machine secured in American soil, the world started changing, and then people started changing it back. Even the 90s when I was in junior high school, because people were searching for me. They knew I was American, probably knew I was gonna be American, but they did not know what kind of life I was gonna live.
By taking lines and texts
The life that I was going to live in the 90s made such a difference in them.
and making them worse. This is a president.
And Starfleet, Star Trek, The Next Generation shaped my life and changed my values. And all the authoritarian governments in the world started falling, and they just couldn't figure out why. It was me. It's just me. And the moment they found out that Alexis was the reason why, in 2012 I would have found it, right? But that's the thing. I have a suspicion. I don't remember this, but it's a guess. It's a hypothesis. This is a hypothesis, senatorship. Sometime in college, there was another woman I was supposed to marry that would have taught me, and I have no idea who she is, none whatsoever, because I don't remember anymore. That timeline's gone. And I think this has been happening for a long time, multiple continuum. And by a long time, I mean the entire history of the human race probably ran over, because every single woman is a different continuum, right? So every single woman is a different world history, but from Jesus to even longer than Jesus, probably to the Egyptians and 8,000 years ago when civilization started dawning. Every single woman is a different continuum, and it's like, okay. But it's pretty. I'm assuming it's pretty much the same. But if I cannot tell, I have no idea what each woman would have built, what world each woman would have built differently for the entirety of oral history. And that is pretty scary.
He's building a $200 million ballroom for himself.
Well, he actually is pretty rich because he. Hopefully he doesn't get before. But I'm an honest man. He's probably using his fame and things to benefit his companies. So he is rich now. Now, especially with his True Social stock, because he's president now, and he announces he announces peace deals on True Social. He said, "Hey, we have a peace deal now to a 12-day war," and absolutely. So True Social's actual value is actually pretty high. So that stock, even just that selling that stock would have been pretty good for his
And let me
finances.
just
So
say this to quote our wonderful governor,
so
Donald Trump, thank you for your attention to this matter.
yeah, exactly. That he says thank you for he keeps writing the thank you for the situation of his matter. It's pretty funny, right? Thank you for wait. Is it from wait? He steal it from you? He posts on True Social. Thank you for the suspension. You know what he's basically doing, right?
Thank you, Alex.
He's controlling time with True Social. So anyway, I would not do that thing is if the Texas backs down. I would let Texas go through with it, and then you guys do this, then see what happens, sir.
And I have
Whatever
a
happens.
question for the people of California. Are we ready to stand up for our democracy?
Yeah.
Are
Well, I
we ready to
mean,
speak up for our democracy?
my
Are we
timeline's
ready to
stable.
vote
I
this
think.
November in
I still
defense
remember
of our
that you all can hear
democracy?
me, so it should be okay. This is really tragic.
That's
It's still really tragic. I have these videos of Alexis. That I mean, I need to tell her. You can't just not tell this what's going to happen.
months of this Trump administration.
And what more could she do,
And we
right? I
stop
mean,
to look at it, you can't help but come back to the words
I can't imagine what 2024 and 2025 was like for Alexis and Allie. I mean,
and corruption.
I'll bet you they have friends around them that justified it and then made them feel better about what they were gonna do.
When
And
you support workers and
It's,
agriculture and construction, you can't wonder why.
because the way they were behaving on the Easy 8 podcast and stuff, it seemed like they did not understand truly what was going to happen. And they recorded that probably around April-ish, I think. All the podcasts around April. They had no idea what I was going through and what Andrew was going through in that year. They did not understand, and
It's what's happening as
they
are terrorizing the city of Los Angeles, throughout
Anyway.
the state of California and beyond.
I mean, I can totally imagine, especially when the fire started,
Unmarked cars and
and they realized
that is
I think it just
intentionally
they
created
didn't believe me when I
chaos,
said I was telekinetic.
violating the Constitution.
Cause
Not just
I can't lift the
It's
remote
also
control off my
bad
table. I
for-
can't lift the mouse off of it. Not because if you're telekinetic like a Jedi, you should be able to like float
And I won't get
balls or
into
something in the
ways
air.
that
I can't do that.
Donald Trump and the whole
But I knew I could
enriching
control
themselves
hurricanes.
by leveraging this.
Otherwise, it's a hell of a
We're here to talk
coincidence.
about what's happening
Even
in
now,
Texas
when there's a
and
hurricane
California
coming, and
as it pertains to
I need to go talk to Keir Starmer about how much rain I was going to give them. That year, I didn't want America to get hit by a hurricane, so the UK got hit with 300% of rainfall, and I was like, okay. I forgot to mention it to them that it was going to be. Because when you bank a hurricane off to the other way, it just lands in the UK all the time. There's nowhere else for it to go except for the UK, except Iceland or Greenland sometimes. The UK got 300% rainfall that year. No? They were like, I mean, hopefully it didn't kill that many people. I didn't warn them in that. I mean, time machine, right? I can go warn them that, hey, you're gonna get 300%, so be careful with the flooding. But I think Alexa and Ellie just didn't know what it meant to have a telekinetic person on this planet who can move things in the past. Oh yeah, and the 2018 cabinet meeting I was talking about. So I can't aim an asteroid, by the way. And I'm not insane. Andrew's not insane. That's why that YR 2024 YR4 did not hit us. Because that thing is big enough. If I couldn't aim it correctly, it hits the city. Everybody in the city dies. Like we're talking like 9 million people dying, 20 million people, depending on which city. If it hits a city and we can't stop it, you all know when we discovered that asteroid, right? Basically a few months before it was over there. If it was gonna hit us and it actually hits a city, that would have killed millions of people. I am not insane. Andrew's not insane. Andrew's not insane. I like trolling, but I don't plan on killing millions of innocent people for no reason. But I think it's beyond. I think it's not beyond a doubt that I actually can control asteroids. I mean, think about the date it's supposed to hit us now, right? December 22nd, 2032. All bunch of twos in my birthday, and Alexa's birthday is November 23rd or so, there's no doubt. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt that I can actually move an asteroid with my weapon. The thing is, I can't aim an asteroid. If I can aim an asteroid, I would just hit it, Russian air bases, you know, Congressman Maxine Waters. Oh, I mean, whoopsies! The asteroid hit a Russian nuclear missile silo. Whoops! I mean, it was an accident. I would have done that. If I can aim it that accurately, I would start bombarding Russian nuclear assets with asteroids, and they would be asking me nothing they can do. They would know though it was me though. They would know it was me, but so they would see it as an attack on the Russians. But if I could aim it, if I can aim it that accurately, that's what I would be doing. Using asteroids to bombard America's enemies with little collateral damage, and I don't think I can aim it that accurately. So I just don't believe I can. It's an asteroid. I mean, I'm probably gonna hit a city, so I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna try. Too dangerous. But that's what I was talking about, the fire. It's a telekinetic fire from Heartbreak, which is really, really awful. That's really, really awful. Basically, 3 American cities burned down for my heart breaking. It's like, it is not fair. Yeah, I have to tell them in the past. Not that they can do anything about it, right? I mean, what are they going to do to prevent the heartache? I mean, I think that's the thing. If she had just told me I have a boyfriend in the beginning, I probably would have walked away, and she would not have survived. Her survival depended on the lie, or at least hiding it. I've been telling Alexis Ren multiple times, right? If her boyfriend was truly meant for her, she should have been able to talk about it publicly and have a public boyfriend. And as soon as I see that, I walk away. And her past doesn't exist. Why does she need to do that if she's really meant to be that kind of man, right? Right? But that's the thing, I mean, we already did it, so obviously she's marrying the wrong man, but she doesn't want to accept that it's okay. Right? She's obviously marrying the wrong man. If it's the right man, she just make it public and walk away. Nothing happens, right? Everything's fine. And possibly Kamala Harris is president. If she didn't keep it, she didn't keep it a secret. Possibly I walk away and then Kamala Harris is possibly. I mean, I was actually pretty upset with Maddie, possibly. And that's the thing. I don't even think Maddie needed to block me if Alexis didn't exist. I mean, right? Maybe Maddie goes on a date with the man that saves her ass, and then we fall in love, and then I help Kamala Harris win the presidency if Alexis didn't exist, right? So, I mean, did Maddie have to block me? Maybe not, right? Maybe not. So, but it's all water under the bridge. It's an alternate timeline that never happened. So, anyway.
In the spirit of that African.
This is not an endorsement of you running for president, by the way. Seriously.
Go alone. You want to go far, go together.
Yeah.
And I look.
Okay, seriously, Gavin, there is no way in hell I can actually accept
United in this cause.
you opening up the border and letting all the rapists and murderers come back in again. I mean, if you want my support in the future, you gotta figure out some different immigration policy other than the one that we had. Because we can't let the border be like that anyway. And the way the border is now after President Trump is gonna be the way it is. No more illegal immigration. I mean, and the rapists and murderers that we imported, we have to get rid of them. If you want to keep everybody else that's just hardworking people, I don't think we can have slave labor ever. Because you know the workers, they get paid less than American workers. It's indentured servitude. It's slavery. So they have to be citizens. I mean, if you want to keep them, they have to be citizens. We're not keeping them as illegal immigrants anymore.
At this exact moment,
and no more slavery. No more slavery, you know? No more paying them less than the American worker because they don't have legal status. It's wrong. It's fundamentally wrong Even Republican Maria Salazar introduced some sort of path to citizenship.
Well, they decided
It is fundamentally wrong to lower
the
wages
location,
because they don't have legal status. I mean,
indiscriminate.
you can all agree with that,
Perhaps
right?
we'll find out later.
I mean,
Certainly
I've heard of farm workers. There are multiple generation farm workers that probably work in the farms,
Trying to go to school just a few days ago.
and they never get an education, and then
I met with it.
that is indentured servitude. I mean, that's not on President Trump that they're indentured servitude. We've been doing this since probably the 50s, probably
People are scared.
not 20s, but 1920s
People
probably.
are fearful.
Farm workers from
Yeah,
Mexico
United
coming
States
over here and
senators
doing,
thrown down to the ground.
and then maybe they go back, maybe they don't go back.
Alex,
It means that the United States of America has been using indentured servants, indentured servants, like people who get paid less because they don't have legal status for over possibly 100 years. That is fundamentally wrong. And I think with robotics in the future, Elon Musk's robots, we will have a little bit easier way to do. If those robots are only $10,000 each to make, and then they can actually pick strawberries, they will actually replace
this is
all the
serious
farm
moment.
works. So we don't have that problem anymore for the robots, possibly.
Wake up to the fear. the anxiety.
But there are still definitely other.
Wake up to what's happening, not just here in Los Angeles, where we start.
I mean, we're gonna be losing a lot of
Due
jobs,
process rights
possibly.
thrown out the window. You heard the word disappeared. I was with a 12-year-old boy, born in Oxnard, California, whose mother and
Yo.
father were disappeared.
They had to send him over because he's an American citizen, but he doesn't have a legal guardian in the U.S. and that's an American citizen deported because he didn't have them. So.
In an attempt to find his parents. That's Trump's America.
Wait, he like really disappeared, or he's
These
he
are
can't
sober
he-
times.
he didn't
So
get
I'm
kidnapped by the
grateful
gangs or
to
something.
all of you
Yeah.
for standing up and for being here today. I'm grateful for all the elected officials that are here, members of Congress, not just our two.
Well, you all need a message about how to
two
get the
members of California
people
legislature,
that are
right?
actually like that
Convictions
12-year-old
for standing
boy
tall and standing firm.
becoming a citizen
Recognized today
and
is
still
Liberation Day in the state of
deport
California.
the
That's
murders
Senator
and rapists and
As
stuff.
Senator Schiff said, Donald Trump, you have poked the bear, and we will punch back. Here's the good thing about California.
Yeah, seriously, because then that's not gonna win. I mean, your message is saying that you're disappearing innocent people, not because the bad people are still there, and they are horrible, horrible people. Because even in South Dakota, they just found an illegal immigrant that had $12 million of methamphetamine. $12 million of methamphetamine with an illegal immigrant. They are serious criminals and
the world we're living in. We do have agency. We're not bystanders.
I know agency.
We can shape the
Oops, sorry,
future,
sir.
and that's what we intend to do today. We're here because Donald
That's what Ellie Michelle is
on January
completely
6th, tried to light
completely,
democracy
you
on
know,
fire. Tried to wreck this.
she wanted agency in her
Tried
life
to
and
steal
ended
an
up
election,
just removed her
as Alex
agency
said,
from her life.
by trying to dial in for 11, almost 12,000.
So what does Ellie Michelle will
Here we are
want?
in
A
open
woman
plain
president,
sight
right?
before one
And
vote
she's
is
hearing,
cast
I mean, she has
in
this
the
podcast,
midterm election.
and she's hearing me
And
talking
here
from
he
a
is once
world
again
where President
trying
Trump
to
has
rig
won
the system.
the
He
election,
doesn't
and
play
she
by
doesn't
the
know
rules of
how
the
to
road.
fix
He
it.
doesn't believe in the rules.
You
And as a
know,
consequence,
the only way to fix it would be to have Alexis
of the
break
way
up with the
things have been
boyfriend in
done.
the past and ask me on
it's
a
not
date.
good enough to just hold hands,
And
have a
they
candlelight
they were
vigil,
not willing
and
to
talk
do
about
that.
the way the world should
So
be. We have got to recognize
they were not
the
willing to
cards
do that.
have been dealt. And we've
No.
got to meet fire with fire.
Oh wait,
We've got to
oh,
be held to a higher level of accountability.
I don't know. Let's avoid that. I had ChatGPT explain the Bible to me. Let's no more fire. Because I'm actually terrified now because I did not understand the Bible when I was reading it. It's so dense. I had to have ChatGPT explain to me.
We're doing it mindful of our
Hopefully I was completely wrong. I can totally see why anybody would not want me to be the second coming of Jesus Christ. It's half the planet. It says 1/4 of the planet will die, so you have 75% left, and then 1/3 of the planet will die. That's not one third of 75% is another 25%. So that is 50% from the original starting point of the world dying for that prophecy.
We can't stand back.
I'm pretty sure we want that prophecy to be with Jesus Christ like 2,000 years ago, but that never happened unless you count the plague.
Just a week ago in Indiana,
Because the only thing that I thought would kill half the planet was the plague. So that means, but if you follow that as the prophecy that half the planet, I mean, think about it real. Apparently, in the Bible, it says the devil was locked up for 1,000 years. We are 1,000 years in the future of the bubonic plague. So what's the prophecy on what happens when after the devil comes back out?
In California.
I mean, I'm assuming. I mean, do you all believe in the God and devil, an actual devil? So I mean, can we actually avoid? Basically, what I'm asking is, can we avoid that 50% loss in human population and then still put the devil back into hell? Because I don't think we want the devil.
And we're giving the power to the people. This will be the first redistricting that's ever done. That's the difference.
Well, I go for it, but anyway, I mean.
We tried to raise the standards.
Who was it that was just saying that the arc of somebody was just saying democracy it was I wasn't paying attention then.
And so I'm grateful.
I mean, right now China and Russia are thinking they're on the right, especially China. I remember Speaker Pelosi
on November 4th,
speaking before the World Trade, the WTO, World Trade Organization thing in about early 2000 possibly. It's gotta be early 2000 WTO. I remember WTO in college. President Obama said it too. We lifted 1 billion Chinese people out of poverty, which you think would be a good thing. That they're not poor anymore. 1 billion Chinese people out of poverty, basically. But they took that lifting out of poverty to try to. I mean, what do they even want for the future? What does the Chinese government want for the future? They go to Africa and they do the Belt and Road thing, and they don't give a rat's ass about how corrupt those
and I will just state for the fact
those leaders are. I mean, they could be like, that's the Lawford. That's the woman that whose name I couldn't remember. That was I remember her. She looks like what's her? Catherine Barter. She looks like Catherine a little bit. And, I couldn't remember her name, but Lawford. No, thank you for reminding me. Thank you. Lawford. That's her name. Thank you. I'm bad with names. I'm just bad with names.
He knows the fact
I remember I couldn't remember her name.
In 17 months.
Anyway. So what do we want for the next few years of Andrew's life when we have a time machine? Because Andrew cannot support the Democrats if you do not keep the border shut down and get rid of all the rapists and murderers. I mean, they are definitely absolute rapists and murderers. So
someone weaknesses.
You have to get rid of them somehow, and we need a policy. Basically, the Democrats have to support some sort of policy where when it's a criminal, illegal alien, we don't let them stay. I mean, and we do not do this again with the southern border where we let everybody come in.
Job creation is going down.
Otherwise, I'm just gonna help if I'm alive. I'm gonna help J.D. Vance become president again. And you guys don't get a say.
Adam Schiff said he's trying to put America in reverse on voting rights, civil rights, LGBTQ rights, on women's rights. He wants to bring us back to a pre-1960s world.
On women's rights, y'all should probably
it's about power. And
try to go for a constitutional amendment.
And we are about to give power back to the people.
That's what I was trying to do at the early 2024. That we actually need a constitutional amendment protecting that.
On November 4th in California, you have the power to stand up to Trump. You have the power.
November for this year or November next year? Is it off?
It's not rigged. You have the power on November 4th to stand up for people that are being bullied. You have the power to stand up.
Yeah, then you should do because it's if you have to redistrict, you might it's gonna pass. It always passes.
We're giving the people of this state the power to save democracy, not just
it's a nice ring,
but all across the United States.
Nice ring to remember. It's almost like an X,
Waking up to this reality. Wake up, America. Wake up to what Donald
Alexis, because we would have dated in another timeline. So Just never did.
Up to the assault on institutions and knowledge and history. Wake up to is a war on science, public health. Is war against the American people. This is a guy who lays claim to want to get a Nobel Prize, sitting there.
Peace Nobel Prize.
His needed.
Sorry for interrupting. Well, no, that's not what we're actually doing. I mean, we're basically trying to prevent World War III, basically.
So I want to get
that's the one thing I was still talking to Captain Picard. You know how in Star Trek First Contact, there's a nuclear war, and in the original 1960s, I mean, it might have just been their anxiety. Hopefully, it's just the writer's anxiety and not me telling them. Yeah.
On November 4th to be there for each other, to win this election and stand up for our democracy. Thank you all very
I mean, we're basically trying to prevent a nuclear war that might have already happened in the future. It's like shit. Yeah, playing chicken with Vladimir Putin now. And that's the thing, Andrew's not going to blink. So, anyway. Wait, y'all done? Random talk with